Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tronage, and today we're going to be talking about FPV Crate for February 2021. Looks like they got a whole little new look to their boxes, and I'm dying to dig inside. Want to find out what's in here? Then you're gonna have to stick around. FPV Crate, February 2021. Looks like they got kind of a new logo. Well, it's the same logo, but a different scheme to the boxes. Normally the background's usually solid black. Now we have a lot of this gray text in the background. Love the color scheme, like the purple with the blues and stuff. But I will say another thing about this box. It is smushed. It is like soggy. It is smushed. I don't know what happened. Now, granted, that has nothing to do with FPV Crate. This is the shipping handler, which I believe is FedEx in this case. And it arrived the same. It had the poly bag on the outside and everything. Nothing was different. However, I don't know, maybe there was a hole in it, but this is like, it was like soggy, it's squishy, and it's, you know, you can see this is banged the hell up. So hopefully nothing inside is damaged. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring you up in close. We're gonna unbox this thing, take a look at what's going on inside, and hopefully nothing is broken. And we'll then do a cost analysis to really see what's inside here, how much did it cost, what kind of value did you receive, and then we'll talk about these items. But before we do any of that, make sure you slam that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit that bell icon. Makes finding my videos a whole heck of a lot easier. It helps support this channel, and it keeps you in the know when I post videos like this one. So please go and do that, and while you're at it, maybe hit that like icon. All right, come on, let's dig in. FPV Crate. New box design. All right, guys. So now that you can kind of see a little bit of a close-up, I mean, you can see this box is like destroyed. It is like squishy. It doesn't have any like rigidity to it. It's even a little squishy like over here. So hopefully nothing is damaged inside this box, but we will still unbox it nonetheless. So we're gonna crack this seal. Nice and buttery smooth. Love those stickers. Open this up, flip it over, get that flap ready. We're sending it. Let's go. So we got packing material off the bat, so we'll take some of that away. And then we do have the spoiler alert. And I call this a spoiler alert because basically it's gonna spoil what's in here without actually discovering it. So here is our sticker sheet. Very glossy, very cool. Liking that look of it. That is very nice sticker sheet. Just basically, it's a scene and everything's just die cut, so you can just pull out the different components of it. Very, really cool. All right, let's set that to the side. Next up, we have some props here. Oh, I was looking at picking up some of these. Wait, hold on, we got different ones here. Okay, so we got, never mind. Well, yes. Okay, so confusion here. So we have some GenFan, 2 packs of GenFan Hurricanes. They are the 51 466s in a, it's like a milky, yeah, it's called Milky White. So here is your tag information. And those are pretty cool. And then this is what I thought we got 3 packs of these, which is what I was really excited about. These are the Moonlights, the ones that actually light up. They have like actual LEDs inside the prop hub, and it makes these little reflective parts on these blades glow. It's pretty cool. It has all the components here. I don't see batteries for it though, but I know they're kind of a pain in the butt because you have all these like little pieces of like copper tape you have to stick in and these hub covers. I was looking at picking up some of these. They seemed really awesome. I love things with LEDs. I think this is a really cool feature. It just looked like a pain to get them set up and working. Although I don't see any batteries included in here, which is kind of, you know, it sucks because then you have to go buy batteries to get them to work. All the instructions are here how to set it up, which is pretty cool. They also have a video how to do it. It doesn't look complicated, it just looks tedious. So that is pretty cool. I wish we did get 3 packs of these, but obviously these I think are a little bit more expensive, so I don't mind getting just 1 pack to try them out, but still would have been cool to have 3. Next up, we have, I don't know, I'm kind of clueless. It's a blue bar that says Lumineer with some knurling in the middle and some threads on the end. I got no clue on that. Doesn't unscrew or come apart or anything. So I'm a little clueless on that, but we'll set that to the side and maybe we'll figure it out as we dig deeper. We got, let's see here. We got a T-Motor single-sided flight controller F7. Pretty cool. The GF Pacer F7. Let's take a little peek at that. Got the nice, big, beefy instructions, which is nice. You don't even have to go online to get that information. Some like little stickers and quality insurance and all that fun stuff. Let's get that all out of the way. There we go. And then we can see our board. Let's put this thing down for a moment. So here we go. Here's the top. And then here's the bottom. And that's what they mean by single-sided. There is nothing on this side at all. There's, you know, the solder points and stuff, but there's no components. There's no anything. There is this connector here is the only thing on this side. And my suspicions were true. That's for the DJI Air unit. That's what that little connector there is for. So if you do have DJI system set up, you got your plug-in right here. So this would be kind of like an HD type flight controller. Very, very cool. And then also included with this flight controller, which is pretty cool, they give you some pigtails. So the first pigtail looks like here is going to be, I'm guessing for your air unit, because it looks like it plugs into the air unit port and the other end would go to your DJI Air unit. So they give you a nice cord to connect to your air unit. Then there is the pigtail that will connect to an ESC. So one end goes into your flight controller, one end goes into your ESC. Just make sure if you're using this that your pins match up properly, because not all ESCs are created equal. My guess is that this is set up for a T-Motor ESC, but you might just double check your pin outs, make sure that it's the same for your flight controller and your ESC. And then lastly, this is a really nice feature. This is for a TBS Nano. Basically, instead of having to worry about soldering the points to your board, it has a plug-in right here for your TBS Nano, and then you just solder these ends to your TBS Nano for your receiver, which is really sweet. So you could, I mean, theoretically, you could kind of, if you have multiple boards like this, you could use one receiver and pop it around and not have to buy multiple receivers. I just like it because it makes hooking it up easy, because you just have a connector onto the board. You're not trying to solder onto little points, although when you solder these other ends to the Nano, you are still soldering onto little points. But nonetheless, it's one less set of soldering. And then we have the gummies that go inside the holes for mounting. So that is pretty cool. They pretty much give you everything you need in here. My thing that I'm really happy about is this instructions, because typically it just has scan this QR code, but sometimes you just want a piece of printed paper in front of you. So, you know, they give you a nice piece of paper with all the information you need, all the pinouts, everything right there in front of you. So that's pretty cool. I will say the paper feels a little moist, but I'm betting that's because the box was moist. So I'm not gonna fault anyone besides the shipping company on that, but hopefully there's no damage. It doesn't seem like there'd be much damage here, but you know, when the paper inside of a product feels a little bit damp, that might be an issue. So, but we'll see. So we got the F7 flight controller. Looks like we also have a shirt. Oh, what the heck is this thing? All right, let's come back to the shirt. We have this thing, which oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. All right. 200 IQ here. Where the heck did that other thing go? Here we go. It's an X-Acto knife. There we go. Now I know what this handle is. I'm not sure how it came unscrewed, but what this is, there's a little slots here. You put your X-Acto blades in there. You twist this to tighten it down so you have an X-Acto blade, and then this is a cover so that when it's in your drawer or whatnot, that blade isn't just sitting there hurting you. Although I am noticing no blade. So it's kind of, I guess, nice to have an X-Acto blade holder, although I kind of wish it had the blade, but maybe it's because shipping blades around isn't a good idea, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. So that's that. Now let's go to the shirt, and that will round out the box. And the box does have new graphics and stuff inside. It does have a logo in the bottom now. It does have a ruler on the front here, which is kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but you know, here you go. There's like a ruler on the inside. I'm not sure the purpose of that, but I guess it's kind of cool. But like you can see, this box is just literally falling apart because it's like wet and squished. So anyway, let's get back to the shirt. All right, that's pretty funny. Kind of cool. All right, so here is the shirt. And I can't get all of it in at once, but look at the top here. So basically, it's showing the vector diagrams of thrust and whatnot with a quad. So because the quad is tilted off the kilter by this amount of degree, it's showing that that's your angle of lift. And then as we move it down to the bottom here, you can see that this is where the weight is, or it would be actually gravity. And then it's showing the vector of the thing going from this vertical angle to this arbitrary sideways angle, saying this is how we roll. Move it up a little bit more, saying this is how we roll. So it's essentially sort of like a physics diagram of the vectors of, you know, stuff. So it's kind of like nerdy, but kind of cool at the same time. And again, I love these types of shirts that someone just casually looking at it may not even know what this is, but if you're in the hobby, you're going to absolutely know what this is. You're going to know it's a quad, and you're going to get a little chuckle out of it. So I think that is pretty cool. Print quality wise, I got no complaints. It looks pretty sharp. Even like these fine little dots and everything looks pretty good. I am not seeing any of that overspray we once saw. Everything looks pretty clean, pretty tight. Yeah, looks pretty good. I'm happy to get a shirt. So, let's recap. We got the shirt. We got the X-Acto blade without an X-Acto knife. I don't think it's even X-Acto brand. It's probably just some knockoff Chinese, you know, deal, because it says Lumineer on the handle. So it's probably not even a X-Acto brand handle, but you know, whatever. We have the F7 flight controller, and we have the 3 props. 2 of them are the Hurricanes 51-466, and one of them is the Moonlight LED Props V2. What's the pitch on these guys? Oh, they're 51-466s as well. I don't think I showed you the tag on this one, so here you go. Here's your tag, if anyone wants to see the tag on the LED ones. And we have a sticker sheet. All right, let's run some numbers and see what we got.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so I just took a moment to look over the spoilers just to see if there's any information going on there. We actually have 2 things in here. First off, we have this card, which basically says rules are no fun, but due to shipping restrictions, we are unable to include batteries for the GemFan Moonlight LED propellers. Please see fpvcrate.com for availability. So I understand, because the moment you put batteries in something, especially lithium batteries, you have to put this giant sticker on it, and it can cause problems, especially when you're shipping internationally. So I think what they decided to do here is just opt out of including any batteries at all. And off we go. But at the same token, it kind of sucks because you can't out of the box use your props. And they're saying, you know, visit our website to buy batteries. I'm sure you can just buy the batteries like on Amazon. You don't have to go to their site, but I'll get more information once I do the cost analysis, and I'll look up what the batteries cost and all that stuff. The other thing that we did get here was pretty much looks like a letter. And I was thinking, oh, geez, what is this whole letter going to be about? But it basically just says, Dear FPV Crate subscriber, we hope you enjoy this month's crate. We would love to nothing more than to supply you blades for your Lumineer X-Acto knife, but shipping blades around the world is frowned upon by most customs agencies. By the time you read this, we will have blades available for you at fpvcrate.com. Feel free to visit our store and add some to your order at no cost, limited to 1 case per order. We apologize for the inconvenience, but we did not want to risk your FPV crate being confiscated. Sincerely, your FPV Crate team. If you have any questions, please email us directly at support@fpvcrate.com. So they're addressing it, and basically it's the way I kind of look at it is, hey, come to FPV Crate and buy some batteries, and then while you're there, get your free X-Acto blades, which are all things that should have been in this box anyway, but because of shipping problems, we didn't. But we'll talk about that after our cost analysis. So now, let's run some numbers and see what we got. All right, so I ran the numbers, and even though on the surface this box seemed to be kind of chock full of value, it sort of fell flat, like really flat. So let's take a look at that now. Now, I know a lot of you are going to skip right down to the bottom here and go, what the heck happened? Don't worry, we'll go through this line by line. So first up, we got these GemFan Moonlight props. These are definitely cool. When I first heard of these coming out, I wanted to get some, but I couldn't really find them in stock, and then I wasn't able to get them. Now I finally have a set in my hand, so I'm really happy about that. They do look a little tedious to put together, so I will be doing a video about that separately. So when that video is available, you'll see that link pop up there. If you didn't see anything pop up just yet, it means I haven't done the video yet, but when I do, it will be up there. But these are definitely cool. It's a little tedious though, because you have to put like copper tape in there and batteries in there. And speaking of batteries, it does require 2 batteries per prop, which means you're going to be using 8 batteries total when you go to set these up. Most people don't really think about that. They think it may be only just 1 battery per prop, so that would be like 4. No, you're using 2 batteries per prop. That's 8 batteries total per flight. And the way I'm kind of thinking of it is I'm going to use cheap batteries because I'm going to set them all up before I go to the field. I'm going to go to the field, turn them on, and fly. Then I'm probably going to forget to turn them off, and they're going to go dead. And I'm not going to be out on the field changing batteries in my props to go fly again. I'd rather just fly. So it would probably be like the last flight before I go, when it's like the darkest before I leave, would be how I envision myself using these. So I'm almost considering each time I put batteries in there to be like kind of disposable. I put the batteries in, use them, and then they're going to be garbage at that point. So the cheapest batteries that I could find were on Amazon. It's a pack of 100 and it's like $12. And if you check the links in the description down below, there will be an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything additional, but it does help support the channel if you make your purchase there. So now 100 batteries divided by 8 comes out to be about 12.5. So that means that this pack for $12 will be about 12 times that you can load up batteries into your props. So for me, that seems like a reasonable amount to pay an extra $1 per time out to light up the props. That's kind of a, it doesn't seem that expensive when you look at it from that perspective. Now, the only thing I do wish is I wish they would have included more than just 1 pack of these, because as I've said before, when you only have 1 pack of props, you really can't try them out to their fullest, because if you crash, break, bend, chip or something and you need to replace a prop, you have no other props to replace it with. And then you're trying to mix and match, and then that's not really a good way to evaluate props, especially these being with LEDs and batteries. I'm sure the weights and balance and everything is a lot different from those to a standard prop. So I'd be very leery to put any kind of replacements on here other than other Moonlight props. So I wish there was multiple packs in here instead of just the 1, but we did receive these GemFan Hurricane props in the milky white color, which is kind of nice because it's just a neutral color, and some people don't want to have all the flash, they just want to get out there and fly. And they're GemFan Hurricanes, tried and true, how can you go wrong? Next up, that brings us to the little hobby knife handle that they've sent us. And I've assigned it a 0 value. And for several reasons. One of which is that I understand that they're going to give you free blades on their website, but it requires that you place a $1 order. Plus, you're going to have to pay shipping to have that sent back to you. So to claim your free blades, it's probably going to cost you between $5 and $7, let's just say, between shipping costs and whatever. To get free blades is going to cost you $5 or $7. I found this exact same handle without the little Lumineer stamp on here, because we know this is a generic handle. I found this exact handle with included 11 of the number 11 blades for $3.50. So unless claiming your free blades from the FPV Crate website is cheaper than $3.50, it's just cheaper to buy a whole brand new handle with the included blades from Amazon. The link will be in the description down below. So that's why this is one of the reasons why this is getting a 0 value. Second reason is because, well, If I had blades to put into this handle, then I probably already have the handle. If I don't have a handle, I probably don't have blades. You get what I'm trying to say here, in that if I needed a handle, I'd have blades and vice versa. So having a handle without blades means if I need to use this, I have to go buy blades. So it requires an additional purchase because, like I said, even though the blades are free on the FPV Crate website, you still have to make a $1 purchase and you still have to pay to ship it. So it's going to cost you money to claim your free blades. Lastly, we all have dollar stores, myself included. And at my local dollar store, I picked this up. Look at that. Whole set of blades and 3 handles, one of which, this bottom one here, is very similar, just silver color, to the one we received, as well a bigger, beefier for larger blades, and a hobby knife handle blade holder. Each of these with blades on them, plus all the ones across the top for $1. So if I can go and get this for $1 at my local dollar store, then how much worth is a handle with no blade? It's really not worth anything. So since it's not worth anything, away it goes. Next up, we have the T-Motor Pacer Flight Controller F7 USB Type-C one-sided thingamabobber. All right, so this is currently on the FPV Crate website for $39.99. It does list $49.99 crossed out next to it. I don't know if it's on sale or anything. If it is on sale, by the way, seems like it's in poor taste to put an item on sale for $39.99 that's also in the box because, I mean, essentially it de-incentivizes subscribing because you can just wait to see what's in the box and then buy those products at pretty much the same price that a subscriber pays. So basically, it's sort of like with the Black Friday fiasco that I had when I did my Black Friday video. You can want to check that out. You can check that out here. The Black Friday FPV Crate box, the products in the box were also on Black Friday sale, which made the box more expensive than just buying the items separately as a non-subscriber. So basically de-incentivized being a subscriber. So to have this on sale while it's also in the current box seems a little weird, so I'm just guessing that that's the actual price. Next up, we have the shirt here, and I definitely love the shirt. I love the black color. I love the printing on it. I love the graphic. I think it's definitely slick. I love physics, so that's, you know, seeing vector diagrams of thrust on a shirt in our hobby, I think is kind of cool. However, again, on their website, they list these for $9.99. Not this shirt particularly, but every single shirt that's currently on their website from past boxes is all listed as $9.99. Full transparency. Normally, if this was Quad Box, I list their shirts at $18 because if you go to Rotor Riot and you look at their shirts cost $18. For FPV Crate, in the past, I used to call their shirts $12 because when you went to their website, their shirts were on sale for $12. Now, all of their shirts are selling for $9.99. So I don't know if their cost of productions went down or whatever the case is, but if the shirts are cheaper to produce, then you should be putting a little bit more into your box. So since the shirts on their website go for $9.99, that's the price I'm quoting it. So full transparency, the prices I'm listing over here are the prices I'm pulling as of the filming of this video from the FPV Crate website, and not even like, oh, I'm logged in and these are special subscriber discounts. No, this is just the generic prices that I'm seeing as a not logged in guest. So with that being said, you come down here to the bottom and you look like you're getting $1.57 off the cost. Yay. And 3% savings. Hoorah. Can you sense the sarcasm? So here's where they could have gone right instead of gone wrong. Number one, if they would have included 3 sets of these Moonlights instead of throwing these 2 Hurricanes in here, that would have boosted the price up a little bit because these are a little bit more expensive, and it would have made more logistical sense, at least for me, having 3 of the same set of props. Number 2, they should have put some forethought into that X-Acto blade thing because, in all honesty, the batteries not being with the props, they knew about that. They had a card printed up and ready to go to let you know, here's why there's no batteries in the box. This makes sense. The X-Acto blade, that was addressed in a little letter. So that tells me one of 2 things. If they wanted to talk about the batteries and the blades, they both should have been on this card, which means this card was made and they didn't have the whole blade thing of the X-Acto blades figured out. Number two, they figured it out too late to actually have cards made up, so they printed it out on their printer, which tells me they really didn't think it through and gave us this little letter instead. Personally, I think it should have been thought through a lot more. I think that it should have been addressed better. It's useless without the blade, period. It's a hobby knife. So here's the hobby without the knife. It's sort of like you can't do anything with it without those blades. And in order to claim your free blades, it costs you money because of shipping and your $1 minimum purchase to get your free blades. I don't know. Just doesn't seem like it was thought through properly. And if the problem was customs, then they should have separated the boxes for those that were international and those that were domestic, and the ones that were domestic included the blades because it's not going through customs. So therefore you could have included the blades and there'd be no issue and you would have gotten the value out of that added because there'd be value because it's an actual hobby knife. With the flight controller, now whether or not this is a $39.99, whether it's a $45.99, whether it's a $49.99 flight controller, the reality is none of those prices are really going to boost that bottom line up to where it needs to be at my personal baseline of $20 or 25% over the cost of the box to warrant it being a good box. And lastly, this shirt. I mean, the reality is, do I think the shirt is worth more? I personally would pay more than $10 for that shirt. I would probably pay like $12 or $18 for that shirt. However, if your website is telling me these prices and this is what you're selling shirts for, then I'm going to respect that and say, well, then if this is what you're selling shirts for, then that's the value that you're assigning as the proprietor of this box. Therefore, you should be including more stuff in the box. So either raise your prices on your website or include more in the box. But one way or the other, you can't have cheap prices on your website and have cheap stuff in your box. You see how you're like almost self-competing? Because you're trying to have good prices on your website to sell stuff individually, but then all you're doing is you're downvaluing the stuff that's in your box. You got to think about things like that, because that's what I'm here to point out for you, the consumer, to recognize that right now this box is an example of de-incentivizing subscribing, because you can basically buy everything I showed you for the same price off of their website without having to have the mystery. You can pick those items and buy them and get them exactly the same price I paid as a mystery. Now, granted, this isn't representative of like everything, because last month's box with the motors and stuff was insane. If you missed that unboxing, by the way, you can check it out up there. There was some huge value in that box because it had motors and had all kinds of good stuff in there. So that was a very good box. Now, granted, when you have a really good box, maybe this is the poop box that kind of balances them out. I don't really know. I'm not privy to any of that kind of information. However, if you do decide that you want to subscribe to the FPV Crate, please go down in that description. There is an affiliate link to get you all signed up. That does not cost you anything extra, but it does help me bring some of this great content to your viewing eyes. So I appreciate you using that link. Even though this box is not that great, I can almost guarantee that next box wouldn't be this bad, because they'd have to try pretty darn hard to be this bad twice in a row. I'm just cautious with quad box going away because there is no competition. There is no back and forth. It's basically, do you just cancel or do you write it out? There's no switching to the other guy, because when you have competition as a consumer, the businesses, let's say in this instance, Quadbox and FPV Crate, they were always competing to put out good quality to get you from the other guy to come to them. Now, there's no choices. It's either you want a mystery box, you're getting FPV Crate, or no mystery box for you. There's less incentive to put good quality into the box, because where else are you going to go if you want a mystery box? Hopefully, next month, we'll see a stark difference in the value in this box, all right? So as always, my name is Tronage. Fly strong.